All right, all right. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
How y'all
How
quiet
y'all doing? How y'all
tonight?
doing?
I'm amazing. Thank you, everyone, for joining in to the Line Experience today. Our topic for today is finances. We got to make it make sense.
Got to.
Got to. So we have some amazing guests. I am your host, Millie. I am Millie, the photographer, and I have a few other hosts with me.
I am Audrey the Brain.
Okay.
And I am Dr. Bobbles. I'm your hostess with the mostest in this evening today in the building.
Okay.
All right. I thank y'all for being my right hand, my right side of the brain. I was out of town this week. I was sick this week, and y'all held it down, and I truly appreciate it. Knowing that I got some people behind me that's going to put in their work. Thank you, Audrey, for printing the papers. Thank you, Brisha, for being on time.
You got it. Anything for the team.
Absolutely. So tonight we're talking about what are your financial visions? What is your financial vision? We're going to make it make sense tonight. Y'all about that life?
Yes,
Sure
we
is.
are.
All
Yes.
right, all right. All right, so we're going to talk about our, first off, because I want y'all to kind of interact. I don't want to talk about this without introducing our guests first.
Okay.
So we have our brother man, Taylor Robinson, and Mr. Chaston Brooks.
How y'all doing?
Yes, we
Hello,
met them.
hello, hello.
We met them at an event. We've been networking, and networking is very important when you have a business. And so we met these two young men out networking. Audrey invited them. You want to go ahead and introduce
Yes,
them?
we met Chaston and Taylor
Yes.
at Commerce and Cocktails
Okay.
at the Tower Club.
Tower Club.
They are two financial experts that are going to give us some advice tonight that hopefully everybody can use.
Yes.
100%.
Okay. So first, we're gonna talk about. Oh, first, no. Can you tell me what you do, please?
Yeah,
tell me
for
what
sure.
you do.
So I'm a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual. I started in 2021.
Big
so,
money.
Yes, trying to make people get big money.
Gotta
So,
stay
yeah,
humble.
Gotta stay humble. Gotta stay humble. Been doing this for about 2 years, starting in 2021. Went to University of North Texas where I majored in finance and played
Amazing.
college football. And that's where I met Chaston, actually.
Okay.
And I've been doing this ever since. I absolutely love it. I love working with people. I love helping people and really just helping them achieve their goals financially.
I
That's
love
amazing.
it. I love it. How long have
Awesome.
you been in finance?
So I've been in finance for only 2 years. So
Okay.
I got into my career. I started my business straight out of college. Tried to go to the NFL route. Didn't really work out. And I was always had a passion around finance and really just a passion about helping others. I wanted to do something on a day-to-day basis where I felt like I was making impact.
Yes.
And I feel like this career allows me to do that. And so I've been doing it ever since, and it's been paying its dividends. Let's say that.
Okay.
How about that?
Good.
If anyone wanted to follow you, what's your social media handles?
So on Facebook, you can just find me at my name, Taylor Robinson. I have a business page too, Taylor Robinson, Northwestern Mutual. On Instagram, I'm TRobRobinson_. So that's TROB, my last name, Robinson _. So you can find me on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn too, because we talking
Okay,
business.
that's
here.
important.
Yeah.
A lot of people sleep on LinkedIn.
They are.
They sleeping.
They should.
All
That's
right,
where all the
and so
networking happens.
yes, I heard it's like a business professional Facebook.
Exactly.
You can find jobs and everything on there, right?
You can find jobs. You can find anything. You can find who you want to meet with. If you need an attorney, you can reach out to an attorney. If you looking for somebody who does hair, I'm sure they got a LinkedIn.
Wow. Okay. So you met Chaston in college.
And I have my own financial advisor. So 23, sitting with my own financial advisor. Saw how beneficial, saw how helpful she was to me. I said, how do I get into it?
Oh, come on.
So just made the leap of faith, and I've been doing it ever since.
Awesome.
So for a year now.
Okay.
I like that when you said leap of faith. I
Yes.
like the way you said that.
It's the investing part for me. We're going to have to talk. I just started doing that. So, yeah.
Okay, we will. We will.
Okay. All right. So we're going to work down our agenda. We want to talk about, everybody always set resolutions, right? At the beginning of the school year, the beginning of the year, the new
Okay.
year. So how y'all keeping up with your resolutions? We about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks in.
New year, new me.
Who said that?
New Year's
I
Eve.
love
How y'all
it.
coming?
Okay.
How y'all coming?
I'm doing good on my New Year's resolutions. I started planning out my 2023 we both did back in 2022, back in Q4.
Okay.
So in Q4, we was already in 2023, so we just keep it rolling.
Okay,
I love it. I
it.
love it. What about you, Miss Brescia?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Proactive. That's what I said I was going to do, and that's what I've been doing. That's my word, and I'm sticking
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
Come high water. Amen.
Okay. Audrey,
I'm holding strong.
you holding strong?
Holding strong, being consistent, being persistent. Mine are not really New Year's resolutions. I really kind of don't do the New Year. I go, my birthday is in February, so I kind of gauge from one age to the next how successful I was. So kind of how you said you spent quarter four in review, same thing. I spent quarter four in review. I spent quarter four forecasting what the upcoming year will be. So I've been holding strong to what I said I was going to do.
That's
There you
good.
go.
Yeah. That's good.
That's
I wouldn't
good.
have you on my team if you didn't.
Watch out there now.
I definitely want to apologize to my new friend and business partner and gym workout partner. She has been showing up every day. I invited her to class and she be in class and I don't even be in there. I come in late and she in there. So I have to give Miss Destiny a round of applause.
Come on, Destiny.
Yes. She has been doing amazing.
That's amazing.
Miss Destiny and I met in the sauna about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. And we shared some things. We have some things in common. And she said, I want to network. She trying to get out of her shell. This is totally opposite from what she normally does.
It's all right.
So I'm just glad that I could have enough influence and she trusts me enough to say, I'm about to get in my car. And I'm going to go somewhere. I don't even know where we going. I don't know what we doing. I didn't tell her what we were doing until she got in the room. So that right there is a leap of faith.
Come on,
And
Destiny. Come on,
nothing
Destiny.
but greatness
Can we
is
get a
going
round
to
of
come.
applause?
Yes, let me get that for you.
Yes.
Let me get that for you.
Round of applause.
Nothing but greatness is going to come to you because you stepped out on faith. You're beautiful. You're persistent.
Yes.
You're dedicated.
Yes.
And look at you blushing. She's so cute. But I definitely want to apologize for not even bringing you up. You are important. We
Very.
need you.
Very.
You're giving us balance, and we're thankful for you. Do you have any words you'd like to say? No. Okay. Well, just keep
That's
listening.
all right. It'll
and-
come.
Yes, keep
It'll
listening. I'm taking notes.
Listen and sit back.
Please sit back and relax. But we're not gonna leave you out. We're not gonna leave you out. So moving on, as far as my resolution, we're just gonna move on to the next thing.
Okay.
All right. So what's new?
No. You're
you're
not
not
gonna
gonna
do
You
that.
don't get out of
Let me
it like
be
that.
honest with
You
you
can't do
guys.
that.
Come on.
Okay, I've been working out and stuff.
Okay.
Now,
Two
I-
a days, not just working out. You talking about 2 a days.
Come on,
Okay, I've been working out. Now, something that I'm going to be very honest. I'm very transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I have been eating too much fast food because of convenience, because I'm always on the run.
Okay.
My baby want McDonald's and that hash brown gets smelling good too. And so I pulls up.
Okay.
But I know that that's not a great balance. It doesn't make sense to work out if you're not going to eat right, if you really want that transformation. So I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
But I have been in the gym.
Okay.
And I have been being positive. I've been consistent, learning new things. So that's all you can
good.
do. Like
That's
I
it.
say is be better.
That's
No,
it.
that's good.
That's
we,
it.
we were reading a book last year. It's called Mini Habits, and it just talks
Okay.
about doing one little thing every single day to be able to make that a habit, a bigger habit, and then you just got to show up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Show
just
up.
Say
show
that.
up,
That's
show
some
up and
great
show
advice.
out.
Say that.
Thank you, Taylor.
You're welcome.
Okay, now can we move on, you guys?
Yes, we
can.
can.
All right, thank you. Thank you for holding me accountable.
Yes.
Thank you. So we're going to talk about what's new. We go through daily lives. We're parents. We're children. We're bosses. We're entrepreneurs. We go to
Yes.
work.
Yes.
We work out. Everybody has some type of problem. But at the same time, we always have something new. You know what I'm saying? So we want to talk about what's new in your life. Somebody may have a new boo thing. Somebody might have a new business endeavor, and we just want to share it because it's not about us at this table. The purpose of us being here with these microphones and this live is for us to touch and reach out to people that are watching us, that may watch us in the future. So what's new? They may need a little inspiration. I'm gonna start with you.
You gonna start with
I'm
me?
gonna start with you because we keep making eye contact. So come on.
So what's new? What's new? I got a lot of different things that I'm trying to do in 2023 in terms of my practice, my personal practice. So took the leap of faith, since that seems like the theme of the night.
Okay.
Of just hiring staff and betting on myself to be able to service my clients better.
Yeah.
And give them a better client experience. So I started that in January 1st. She just came in. She's super sweet.
Awesome.
Her name is Jasmine. And, other than that, just really focusing on how can I get out into the field and make as much impact as possible? How can I educate as many folks as possible? And one of the things that I like to focus on in my personal practice is helping out minority, whatever, business owners, whether they're just high-level professionals, but really just the minority demographic, because for so often and so many years, there's been neglect around finances.
Right.
And so that's the
Right.
reason why I try to focus on that. And so I feel like that's what's new. So
That's
Oh,
amazing.
you're going to be a great guest
That's
today.
amazing.
I appreciate
All right.
Amazing.
Mr. Chaston, what you got new? What you
I
got
want
going
to
on?
piggyback on what he just
Okay.
said at the end right there, because most of our clients are minority, and we sit in meetings, we have these meetings with them, and we have to break down walls just to talk about finances. Like, I think that's a big thing in our community where we're not
Absolutely.
taught finances while we're
Absolutely.
young.
Yeah.
And then now we're 25, 30, 40,
Come on.
and you're
Trying
searching
to-
and you're trying to like rush and find something where it's too late now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just want to just touch on that.
Yeah.
And then for me, what's new, he talked well about Jasmine, but it's our same, she's working with both of us right now. So we
Okay.
can make that impact that we want to make.
Yes, yes.
And then I guess it's probably off subject, but I got a dog. That's new.
Okay.
What kind
What
of dog?
kind?
What kind of dog?
I have to put emphasis. It's a European
Okay.
Doberman Pinscher.
European.
Wow.
European.
Okay.
Gotta
Wow.
say European
You gotta
because
get
they're
the-
different.
Okay.
They're different.
They are.
That's
Yeah.
my dream dog.
They are.
Mhm.
Is it?
It is a Doberman.
Wow.
I love
I'll show
it.
you a few pictures after this.
Okay.
We would love
The
to
red
see
or
him.
The connections, okay? The
you go.
connections. Yes. That's amazing. That's amazing.
All right, Miss
Um,
Destiny. Anybody, you
yeah.
got something new?
Do I have something new?
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I'm actually on a new journey in my life with God.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
And it started in September. So I think
Okay.
that was the beginning of my year in September.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure where it came from, how it happened, but
That's a beautiful
I
thing.
was just in my room one day working because I work from home.
Okay. Yes.
I was in my room one day and, excuse me, I just heard something and I was like, what? I'm not used to that. I'm like, what's going on here? So I just started like responding, but I was always told if you hear something, you don't know where it came from, don't respond because you don't know who you're responding to.
All
Yes.
right now.
But
All
something
right.
in me told me to just respond, and ever since that day, I promise, I be telling my friend like, hold on, I'm gonna have to call you back because I'm doing praise and worship right now.
Come on
Oh,
I know
now.
that's right, baby.
I know.
Isolation.
Yeah,
I
I,
like that.
probably catch the whole
New
Spirit
levels.
probably like 2 times a day.
That's
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
That's good.
Yeah, it's
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Sometimes it scares me though, because I be like, wait,
That's all right.
Just
I don't
come
know
out of
what's coming.
nowhere.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
it
And
comes
I'm
out of
thankful
nowhere.
that you're free to say it because you are shy. Some people that are shy or maybe not, they just don't know what's going on. They're afraid of saying it. I know we're not here to talk about that. A lot of people ask, is this podcast religious? But when you are who you are. What's in you is in you. And what is in you, you will attract. And that's a good thing.
And it's going to come
So
out.
Keep speaking it.
I
Because it's
will.
something that's birthing on the inside of you. And
It
you know
is.
it. And you feel it. And I'm going to keep you in my prayers so
Thank
that you can keep
you.
that listening ear open. And
Thank
just
you.
rub a little bit of it off on me. Because I take a little bit of
I
it.
will.
Amen.
Z, can you please come in here, Z?
Amen.
Okay. So
Amen.
as far as me and my life, something new. I don't know. I guess I got a new cleaning lady. She at the house right now.
There you go.
So that's a good thing. I had to think of something. That's all I could think of. Go ahead.
Amen. Praise the Lord, Sister Audrey. Do you have anything new going on?
I actually made a commitment to have mentors and accountability partners in every aspect of life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, career, family, community. And so I had the opportunity to meet with someone this week that I asked to mentor me because he's absolutely where I want to be in life.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
And out of that has come 3 business opportunities for me.
Come on.
So it has been
Okay.
a great week.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Period.
I want some of that to rub off on me as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Period. Well, I'm
What
super
about you, Boo?
excited. I'm super excited. Look, I'm ready. Okay? I'm super excited about what God is doing in my life. So I'm with you on that tip right there. And I just want to say I'm learning to invest. So I started about 2 months ago, but it is making a big return. And so I sure want to learn a little bit more. And I've also have a few clients who I've been working with, and we have some big things coming in 2022 in the district of DeSoto. And so I'll share a little bit more as the weeks go by, but y'all be ready to hear some great news with that.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Do we have a beauty tip for today?
We
Miss Bible.
do,
Okay,
yes.
let's
We
hear
have
about it.
we have our beauty tip, and what I would like to talk about today with the beauty tip is coconut oil. Okay, coconut oil is really good for your skin. Its emollient properties can be beneficial to repairing the skin's barrier function, the outermost layer of the skin that defends your body against environmental threats, making it an especially helpful addition to your skincare routine if you have dry, sensitive skin or atopic dermatitis. And so that's my beauty tip of the day. Get you some coconut oil. You can, and get this, you can eat and cook with coconut oil too, and it does wonders on your skin. So just imagine what it does for the inside of your body.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna live a little longer.
There you go.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. So every podcast we have a color of the day.
Yes.
Yes,
And
we
everybody
do.
got the memo. I see the. We look like angels.
Oh,
look
you
so
look at
pure.
you tapping into
We
it.
look so pure.
Look at you
and
tapping into
clean.
it.
We look like brides. Y'all
Look
like
at you
the
tapping into it.
Yes.
So the color of the day, that'll be me too. I'm going to explain what the color is. And it is the color white. It is pure. And I say on the high end, it's pure, and it's majesty. On the low end, that color is white. And so I just want to read this here. So our color of the day is white. High end is whipped cream. On the low end is fresh snow. The color white often evokes ideas of purity, simplicity, and cleanliness. So enjoy your white tonight because you are pure and you are clean. Okay.
Okay.
Some people wear white when they feeling godly. Okay. Listen, it's okay.
When do we ever wear white? Like weddings, first Sunday.
Yes.
We wear white. When other places do we wear white?
Labor Day.
Labor
Memorial
Day.
Labor Day. That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm feeling real, I will wear all white every now and
I
then.
love
Not
an
too
all white
often.
party.
I wear all white. I wear white year round though.
Do you? I do too.
I don't do that rule about
After
you know,
Labor
after
Day,
Labor Day,
no
you
white
know.
after Labor Day.
No, I wear white all year
We
long.
believe
When we get
You
ready.
just look so beautiful.
When we
today.
get ready.
Oh, thank you, sis.
You're welcome.
So that's your color of the day.
All right, now do I have a drum roll on here?
Yes, you do.
Is it? We're gonna just do the air horn. It's time for the money minute, y'all.
All
This is
right.
the reason why we're here. Before we get into it, we do want to give a few shout outs to a few businesses. Lovebirds is a seasoning. The owner loves to fry chicken. Her name is Jasmine. She
I
was on
love
the
me some
Dr. Phil
chicken.
show not too
Say
long
that.
ago.
Come on
For
now.
Nancy or something like that. She was on Dr.
Okay.
Phil show, but she has her own business and she sells Lovebird seasoning. She loves
wow.
to fry some good chicken and fries. It's really good.
Okay.
We also have Nicole Ivory.
Yes.
Go ahead, tell us about Nicole.
Nicole Ivory is a great friend of mine. She works with AI Mutual Life Insurance. So
Okay.
if you are looking for life insurance and just to be educated about the process, she is the one to find.
Okay.
She can be found on Facebook under Nicole Ivory and on YouTube under AI Mutual.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool. And it doesn't make sense not to give one
Awesome.
more shout out to the one in the room, our guest. Would you like to tell us about your business? We want to highlight your business as well.
Yes, so actually, I make wigs, 100% raw hair from like one donor. I cannot talk.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I'm nervous, y'all.
It's
Excuse me.
okay.
It's all right.
Take your time.
Yeah, so I do make customized wigs, all from a sewing machine. I will just like get your head circumference, make sure it fits your head perfectly, sew the hair onto the cap, and boom, you have a wig.
Come on
Okay.
now.
You're a customized unit.
And what
Come
if somebody
on.
might have a
Meet you.
yeah? What if somebody may have a photo shoot or something? How can they find you? What if they want to put an order in tonight?
If you want to put an order in tonight, you will go to D for Destiny. That's my name. Wig Collection at on Instagram, Facebook, and then thewigcollection.com.
D
Okay.
Wig Collection, y'all.
Come on.
Show some love. Get your wigs done by Destiny.
Yes.
The Holy Ghost is on.
I
you.
love me a good unit.
Yes.
I love me a good
All
unit.
right.
Made whole.
All right. So we want to give a shout out to all the businesses out there. Keep pushing. Don't stop. The clientele is coming.
Please don't
What we
stop.
say all the time is bookie, bookie,
Book
bookie.
it, book it,
You
book it.
will be booked. If you're not booked today, you know, we do have seasons, and we'll talk about that in a minute with finances. But I just want to tell you, don't give up. Don't stop. Keep going.
Yes.
Okay? You can do it. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna turn this over to my girl Audrey because this is her expertise. You know, I know when it's time to talk and I know when it's time to listen. So I'm ready to take in. Get your notepads, your pens, your paper, your pencils, your calculators, your bills if you have them right by you. Let's get down dirty with the budget. Let's talk about our financial vision.
Okay, so the question is, what is your financial vision? Make it make sense.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to start at the foundation, which is first to take action. Okay. To take action is to become aware of what your finances are doing. And when it relates to finances, knowledge is definitely power when it comes to your money.
Okay.
Okay. When you start, you want to run your own pace. Don't worry about the Joneses. Don't worry about the Smiths. Run your pace.
Yes.
Okay. Don't focus on how other people are spending their money. Do what works for you. And if it's something that isn't working for you, tweak your methods. It might take some trial and error to get it right, but we all start somewhere, and don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Okay? So you want to start with tracking your expenses. Knowing where your money is going is absolutely key in getting the finances sorted. And if you can't tell what your money is up to right now, it's impossible to develop a plan and move in the direction that you want to go. You must know where you are starting before you can reach the finish line, which is ultimately a big financial goal. So the first thing you do is you should create a budget. They have apps for this. You can use Microsoft Excel. You can grab a piece of paper and just jot it down. By whatever means necessary, start with a budget. Without a budget, you can easily be spending more money than you earn. Once you establish a habit of tracking your expenses, you can create a monthly budget for your household. This serves as a check-in point, so you know how things are looking during the month. And you know, I do a money minute, and I recommend for everybody to do a money minute. See, that's how I know
Okay.
V hadn't drafted
What's a money
that
minute?
Yeah, what's a money minute?
Okay.
Explain to us.
A money minute is where every day you take a moment to assess your finances. You see what's going out, you see what's coming in, you forecast what needs to go out, what's going to come in, so that you are knowledgeable about your finances every day. You should know every day exactly how much money you got in the bank, exactly how much is coming, and how much is going out. Take a daily money minute and check your finances.
Talk to me, Audrey.
Yes.
Okay. So this should serve as a checkpoint so you know how things are looking. Plan to update your budget on a regular basis, which means just because you wrote it out for the month of February at the beginning of January, by the time February gets here, something may have changed. So you need to make adjustments.
Life
So one
happens.
thing about a budget is that it's always changing, and so be prepared for that.
Okay.
Okay. Then you want to set a goal, because when you don't have something to strive for, you don't really know what you're working for.
100%.
So you want to set a financial goal. I posted in the Lioness Experience group some different ways to save money. It was 13 different options. Some of them was save $5 a week. Some of them was save $62 a week. Find a savings plan that fits you and set a financial goal. It might be the new Fendi bag you want. It might be a new home that you're saving for. Set a goal for something to reach, and you will be more determined and focused at meeting that goal. Okay? Then you want to prioritize your values. Your spending should align with your values.
All right.
Financially successful people value experiences over stuff like material items. To do more with your money, consider shifting your priorities if you're currently obsessing over things more than you are spending time with people. It is about the experience in life. You can go buy that new pair of shoes, but in a few years, that pair of shoes going to be worn out. But you take that family vacation or go on that cruise with your friends, that's a lifetime experience that you're going to remember forever. So you have to determine what adds value to your life long term. Okay? And then a few more points, and I'm going to wrap up here. You want to have an emergency fund. See, when COVID hit, okay, it was so many people who were unprepared. Okay, you always want to have an emergency fund, and not an emergency fund that you dip in when you want to go party with your friends or get your nails done. Okay, not that kind of emergency fund. A legitimate emergency fund where you set back X number of dollars for unexpected expenses or car repair, being off of work for an extended period of time because you're sick. You want to have a nest egg in that situation.
Can I add to that too?
Go right ahead.
One of the things that me and Chaston preach a lot of the times is at least having 3 to 6 months of fixed expenses inside of your emergency fund to be able to do exactly what you just talked about.
And see, in order to have that 3 to 6 months, you got to have a budget.
100%.
Because you got to know what that 3 to 6 months looks like.
That's
right.
That's right.
Okay. Now, lastly, use your credit wisely. This is something that they touched on that we are not really as a minority taught about, but it's something that impacts your life from the beginning of adulthood into the end. Use your credit wisely. And if you've made mistakes with your credit, there are opportunities to recover. You just need to seek the assistance to recover. Some things you can do yourself, others you may need help from. So I just wanted to say these are some key points and what you should be doing with your finances. I have a 50-30-20 rule, and the 50% goes towards your essential needs: housing, food, transportation, utilities. 30% goes towards your wants, such as entertainment and travel. And 20% of your income goes towards savings and debt repayment. This is a great way to look at your finances and determine what you should be cutting from what your expenses are, or where you have room to add in your expenses. So those are my tips.
I like that.
Come on.
You're not done. Okay. You're not done. Pass the mic. She won't get it back.
Okay, pass the mic.
I was going to say, let's hit on the credit a little bit because I feel like a lot of the times, especially, in a minority demographic group, a lot of times most folks view credit as bad. They view credit cards as bad, but if you're using it wisely, like you said, credit can be a great tool. So there's good credit and there's bad credit.
Absolutely.
You can go buy you a Louis bag with your Amex card. That's probably not
bad
good.
credit.
That's bad credit. But if you going out there getting out a loan or taking out a credit line of equity credit or whatever it may be to start you a business, now that's good credit, right? Because you're investing in yourself.
Because it's going to become an asset. It's going to pay you back.
Exactly.
You're operating as a consumer as opposed to a producer.
100%.
Period. I love it. I absolutely love it.
That credit thing can be really tricky, right?
It can.
Because I've tested the waters myself. When you research, they will tell you not to use more than 30% on your credit card. So if you have $100 limit on your credit card, you're not supposed to use more than $30 of it.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you the trick. If you really want to maximize a credit card in your credit score, keep your limit at that 18 to 20%, and you're gonna get the maximum return on your credit when you only use that amount on your credit card.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also you can pay twice in 1 month. I'll talk to y'all about that later. But you know, you could pay 2 times in 1 month and it'll double after a few months. But you have to kind of trick it a little bit. But
And then on that statement too, you gotta wait till that statement hits and then pay.
the statement date, because it's 2 days.
Don't just go.
Really, you want to pay before the statement closing date, and let me tell
Well,
you why.
no. Wait till your statement hits and then make your payment afterwards.
I'm gonna tell you why I do it the reverse order. Okay, my uncle taught me to use their money without paying any interest on it.
Yes.
If you wait till that statement hits, then it's going to accrue interest.
Yeah.
So if my statement closes on the 20th and I pay my bill on the 19th, then I simply pay for what I used. I don't pay any interest on it.
Yeah.
But if I wait till that statement date hits, I'm going to pay interest on it.
Yes.
So the objective when you're doing credit is to use their money without paying any interest on it.
That's right.
100%.
Amen. I
Okay,
agree.
well, guess what? I have
Totally
a question.
agree.
I got a question.
Okay.
And this question is for Chaston. You ready,
I'm ready.
Mr. Brooks? If you had 800 credit score, what would you purchase with your credit?
What would I purchase with my
If
credit?
you can make an investment, you had an 800 perfect score.
This might be cliche, but I'm real estate.
That's not
Exactly.
cliche.
Look at you.
I'm going to the bank
Look at you.
and I'm
Touching down.
Okay.
real estate.
Make it
So
do
you gonna
what it
buy
do.
you a house to live in?
Negative.
Like, okay, I want to know that part.
By that time, if I'm at an 800 credit score, I'm already in the home that I live in.
Okay,
So-
okay,
I'm buying a rental property.
okay.
I'm gonna start with one. Buy a rental property, or you can buy to flip to sell.
Come on
But
here.
what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna buy a property, say 150 in that range, flip it. So you probably had to put 50,000 into it. So now you just flipped 150 into 300,000.
Okay.
So all you're really doing is just doing that and just keep doing that. If I have an 800 credit score,
Okay, so you're building financial wealth.
Correct.
That's what I was
Always.
looking for. You know, some people, when you say real estate, they think you're gonna buy a house, maybe buy their mama house, and they're done. You know, they're buying. They think it's an asset, but it's really a liability when they buy it like that. But when you put it like what you're saying, when you put it changing the perspective, that's an increase into your wealth. The reason why I asked that question, I was watching a live today, and the woman asked that to her audience, and the woman responded that she asked the question to. She said she would buy an apartment complex.
Right. That's
know.
exactly what I was over here thinking.
it's
See,
based
you
on
wanna buy
capital.
You want to buy
The
doors.
doors.
yeah, you want to
Right.
buy doors. It's based on capital too.
based
You gotta
on-
have the capital to do
Gotta
that.
have
Correct.
it to do that.
Correct.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Another question I want to ask. What are some big purchases you have saved up for, Mr. Taylor?
Big purchases. I think that's a good question. So I own a home.
Okay.
So I guess that's a big purchase.
Hold on. Let me get,
Saved up for.
that's a big deal.
My car. I bought a car. That was like in college though. So I feel like that was my first actually big boy purchase. I saved up kind of the money that I was making from football. They weren't paying us or nothing like that. Don't get that
Okay.
idea. But you know, just we get a stipend every single month, and just saving a lot of my money, and I was able to buy me a new car. And so that was one of the first big boy purchases that I ever got on my own. So I was very proud of that.
That's what's up.
Okay.
I appreciate
And
it.
what was your dream car? Do you,
My dream car, it's a Corvette Z06.
okay, is that what
2022.
you bought, or is this what you
No,
designed?
no, I ain't bought that one yet.
What did you
no,
buy?
No.
It's coming.
So what did I buy?
Uh-huh.
So I bought my car. I bought a Chrysler 300 Sport,
Okay.
2017.
I kinda
my
want
first
one of those. I
It's
want one of
nice.
those.
It's nice. But I'm trying to get rid of it now.
What color
but
is it?
It's like a grayish. It's like a grayish, dark grayish color.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you want a Corvette. What color?
I want it to be loud.
Okay.
I don't know,
Red.
maybe like red, yellow.
Poppin'.
It got to be popping if I'm in a vet.
I got you. I got you. I just wanted to know that. Have y'all ever heard of the snowball effect?
Snowball by Warren Buffett.
By Dave Ramsey
Oh, okay. No, well, is it the one that you talking about, like debt? You start off.
with the
small
smallest
debt.
debt to the largest debt, and you pay off like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all agree? Have you tried it?
I mean, I think it's hard, like, whenever you're talking about finances, because you don't want to generalize things.
Okay.
Because everybody's different, right? Your bank account look different than my bank account. I got different debt than you got.
Amen.
So one of the things that I teach my clients is look at all of your credit cards or whatever it is, and you really want to start with the highest interest debt that you might have.
Highest interest debt.
And the reason being is because at the end of the day, like you were saying, they're going to charge you the most to carry that balance.
Yes.
And so why start with the smallest amount and, and then let that bigger account accumulate more interest on itself.
It's balancing it out.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. And so
I like how you put that. It's the perspective.
Yeah, it's the perspective.
And that's why people should tap into things like this and environments and network with people, because it's the littlest thing. You think you working it out. You think you knowing what you're doing, but really you hurting yourself because everybody's situation is different.
It's very different.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that input. That was a great perspective.
Thank you.
Y'all have anything y'all want to bring? Did y'all take notes? Did y'all prepare anything? Y'all have anything y'all want to say?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I didn't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No,
No, you're good.
I was going to say
You
I didn't
have
prepare.
something?
I didn't prepare
I was just ready
anything.
to
I was
answer
going
questions.
to answer questions
I was
and
gonna
then
answer the question.
yeah, and then
Okay, well, we got a few more questions. Bibles, if you'd like to go ahead and give us your spiel, we'll take it.
Yes, he is so funny over here. Okay. Y'all here, okay? I love it. I love it. I love it. And we love your expertise. So I'm just going to jump right on in, okay? So I want to let you know 10 of the smartest ways, and we have some experts in the house. So y'all, me, if some ain't right, okay? But from my knowledge, this is 10 of the most smartest ways to make your money work for you, and it's according to the experts. The experts are financial advisors. These are people who are investors. These are people who have actually worked with finances. They live, eat, sleep, breathe finances, okay? So here we go. I first want to say in my note taking, if you're in the fortunate position, okay, to have a bit of extra income that hasn't earmarked for expenses and you're wondering what to do with it, there are a number of options to grow your money. I have financial experts who have explained to the 10 smartest ways to have your money to work for you. So this is the first one: automate your finances. I didn't hear nothing, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay,
elaborate
so
on that.
I'm about to elaborate on that. Although I know this is good stuff, I respect what we have in the room. We have a lot in the room. So automate your finances. In this digital age, it's now incredible easy to automate your finances in just about every way you can imagine, from automatic bill payments to automatic investment contributions, according to certified financial planner. For example, if your goal is to max out your Roth IRA in 2022 by contributing the full $6,000, consider setting up an automatic contribution of $500 each month. Automating your finances can be a huge help in managing your monthly cash flow.
There you go.
So any automation should ideally occur the same day your paycheck or direct deposit hits your account.
I like that. And another thing, in 2023, it actually went up to 6,500.
Oh, come on now. Well, school us. But I love this here, this example, because I know that we're bringing awareness. Okay. I know for me, with my family, my mom, when she was raising us, it was be quiet. Eat your food. Don't do no talking at my table.
That's true.
So we are, like you said, we are now coming into the thing of, you know what? My finances, I need to see what's going on. I need to learn about this. And I also want to say, even though you don't know about a thing, because I have a few more, doesn't mean that it does not work. Sometimes we don't know, and we don't want to know, and we don't want to find out. So Google is my best friend. I will Google you in a minute. That's how I have learned to invest. You want to say something?
I was about to say it's good that you're curious about it.
I'm very curious.
That's what it starts with.
And it has taken me far. And I've dug up so many things about finances to now, because that used to be a hard place for me. So I'm speaking from experience. When I grew up and in my early early 20s, I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, living like most do, you know, check to check.
Yeah.
But as you get older, it's like, okay, wait a minute. I cannot keep making the same mistakes. I got to do something different.
Correct.
So automate your finances. Number 2, create specific financial goals. I want to say you can't make your money. And what I mean by that, create specific financial goals. You can't make your money work for you if you don't know where it's going. And I'll say that again. Can I get that?
Yeah.
All right. Wait a minute. Thank you, Billy. You can't make your money work for you if you don't know where it is going. According to the experts, you should create specific financial goals. For example, maybe you want to earn a certain amount through a side hustle, or you want to invest in a certain amount in real estate. Whatever it may be, work towards it. Make sure that your financial goals are ones that you will adequately benefit you down the road, and preferably choose goals that will benefit you consistently. That's a big word for me. Goals that will benefit you consistently, like setting up passive income. And I believe you spoke about that too. I want to make money in my sleep.
I want to speak on that consistent.
Come on.
See, the consistent is for it to be realistic.
Come on.
See, if you set an unrealistic goal, you're not going to achieve it. You're going to waver from it. So when you truly assess what your finances are doing, it will allow you to be realistic, which will allow you to be consistent.
Yes. And you have to be honest. You have to be realistic.
Don't lie to
now.
yourself.
Can't lie to
Don't lie to yourself.
Amen. And so the third one that I have
Can we
go
touch
ahead.
on the?
You sure can.
When you talked about goals, setting the financial goals.
Yes.
I wanted to touch on what Audrey said
Okay.
about the emergency fund, and then she talked about the goal funding, like savings. And we usually call that discretionary savings. So when we're talking that, first thing we like to do in our planning is we need to hit emergency fund first.
Ooh, yes. Come on.
Because who knows what happens, in life. We never know when something happens. Say we get hit by the bus. And
absolutely.
We don't, and we get up. Let me say that.
Right.
So we don't know.
Yes.
So hit the emergency fund first. 6 months. We want to hit 6 months. So fixed expenses are at 3,000. We need to be at 18,000 in our emergency fund. Okay, so now we're good to have that cash sitting to the side, and let's put that emergency fund in an account that we're not looking at. Like, go open up an account and put it in there, and don't look at it,
and don't touch it.
Yes, and don't touch it. We know it's liquid. We know it's probably losing on interest and inflation, but we got the liquid cash over there. And then touching on discretionary savings, that's the goal funding savings. Want to buy a house, I want to buy a car like Taylor.
Okay. This is good, yeah.
Want to buy a house. Want to start a business that we have.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let's set some budgets. Audrey.
All right, Pastor.
And let's just, because it has to make sense too. Because
It does. Absolutely.
It has to make sense.
Absolutely.
And the thing he going with really is just splitting it up, right? Because I tell people all the time, if you have your savings account all in one, you got the discretionary in one, you got the emergency fund in one, and we taking a trip to Hawaii, I'm looking at my account like, oh, we good. But then I get back, but I get back to the house and I got pipes bursted and everything, and I'm like, oh, man.
Wow.
And so that's why he talks about really just making sure that you have the discretionary and then the emergency fund separate.
See, that fund where you said for the emergency fund where you write it and put it away, it reminded me of the motivational speaker Lisa Nichols. Okay, Lisa Nichols wrote a check to herself every time she got paid.
Pay yourself first.
And she wrote it for 5% more than what it was the last time.
Okay.
Now she admitted she really didn't know what the 5% was. She was just making it an increase.
Okay.
And at the end of 3 years, she saved $62,000, and she did not know. Until she went to the bank.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some good.
Didn't
that's
mess
a
with it.
testimony
That's
right
good.
there.
Didn't touch it.
I do have a question
Take
from
discipline.
I'm sorry.
from our guest on you're fine. From our guests on Facebook, we want to kind of encourage them to ask questions, and we'll ask them. Mel Henderson stated, and we're not related, but we're friends. She said, how do you avoid interest before or after the statement post when you accrue daily interest? Love to know more.
On the credit cards.
On the credit cards.
Okay, you want to touch on that?
We can.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll touch on it. So on the credit cards, you just have to pretty much, because let's say on the credit cards, I'm paying for something now in January. You don't have to worry about making that payment until February. You don't have to worry about the end of February when your bill hits. That's when you need to make that payment. So make your payment before February 28th.
Okay.
Because after February 28th, now you're going to get interest for that payment. So for that $200, or let me say $2,000 Louis purse you just bought, now you're going to get interest on it after February 28th. That's when you're going to start getting interest. So make your payment before February 28th.
Right. So to answer your question, Ms. Henderson, make your payment before your closing date to avoid interest on your credit cards.
I have a question now. So I was advised, I bought a new truck, right? It doubled.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Clap.
Thank you. Because she's a beauty too. But I bought a truck and I was advised to pay 2 weeks into the month, half, and then pay the other half, maybe by the 28th, because at the 8th, when you paid it the 2 weeks, it cuts off the interest or something.
So what it does, it'll eat up that interest. It's like you'll actually be ahead of your car note if you keep doing it.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. If you keep doing it, you'll be ahead of your
Because
car
you're
note.
making payments towards
Bi-weekly,
the principal.
yeah.
Towards the
Exactly.
principal on
Right.
that second payment versus
Yeah.
no principal
And
at
then
all.
it's
Right.
good to let the bank know that's what you're doing too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
'Cause you
they
can
know
do
how
that.
to
So they
apply
can
it.
allocate
Yeah,
it.
'cause
Okay.
If you don't tell them how to apply it, they
Yeah.
won't apply it
Yeah.
that way.
That's
And
true.
you can do that on homes as well.
Okay.
Home loans.
On your
Home
mortgage.
loans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
y'all for that. Okay. Go ahead. Ms.
That is so
Roberts.
true. That's so true. I actually did that long time ago. It worked though. I paid
It
that car
works.
right on out.
Yeah.
It does work.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing now with my car.
Okay.
Yeah,
it works.
See?
Good.
Eating it up, being proactive. Okay, so number 3, plan for each dollar. To make your money work for you, this is what I wrote, okay? Have a plan for each dollar that comes in. Money without a purpose ends up being spent. So give some thought to what your goals are and how you should divide your income between them. This is per the experts, okay? Example, well, I would just say this. I would like to also add that mindfulness about your money is key to financial success, which means making conscious choices about where to spend, what types of accounts to use, and what your highest priorities are. Y'all have something to say after that?
No, that's
Okay.
good. That's
Okay.
good. Experts
Okay.
hit it on the head.
Okay. And number 4, get rid of your high cost debt.
Yeah.
We just talked about that. You can't grow wealth into the future if debt is holding you back. Per the experts, high cost debt kills long-term wealth. High cost debt kills long-term wealth. For example, the experts pointed out that credit cards typically have interest charges as high as 35% per year, while a personal loan could have interest charges of 20%. With such high interest rates on loans, you cannot create wealth. You must get rid of high cost debt as soon as possible by paying off a credit card in full. If you earned, I would say you earn 35% on your investment when you can put the savings to better use. And that just goes back to say about what you were talking about with the credit cards. I'm learning that myself, and that's how I know if you make 2 payments, it'll shoot that credit score right on up. Again, I'm trying to make sure I learn. Look, I'm learning.
Touch on credit cards again.
Ooh,
Always,
I'm learning.
every 6 months, increase your credit limit.
Okay. I'm going to write that
And
in.
Any
you know what else you should
suggestions?
do every
Okay.
6 months?
What's up?
You should call and ask them to lower your interest rate. See, that statement
I've
that a
never
closed,
done that.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
the
can do that.
statement that a closed mouth don't get fed
You can do that.
and lack of knowledge we perish is a true statement.
Yeah.
You want to call them and ask them to lower your interest rate. And they may not lower it by anything but 1%.
That's all right.
Or
That's one-
0.5%.
that's a big difference.
That's 1% back in your pocket
Hello.
as opposed to theirs.
Hello.
And ask for any offers
take
too, because these credit cards, they have a lot of offers they can do. And for me, for personal like example, I have 2 cards right now where my interest on it is 0.9%.
Recommend.
That's
Recommend.
just-
Recommend.
but you have to be a good credit card user
Come
to get
on
that.
now. Come on
Okay.
now.
Like serious, you have to be a good
Okay.
credit card user and then ask. You
Okay.
just gotta ask.
Just gotta ask. I like that. I like that. And so also number 5 is now this one right here. I had to pray on because I kind of have a little discrepancies with this, but I want to. We're bringing awareness, so I want to bring awareness to our viewers, to our audience. Okay, you can always. I advise that you always check this information out for yourself. Don't take my word on it. Check it out for yourself. We're just giving you the information. Okay. So number 5 says open a high yield savings and checking account. If you have your money in traditional savings accounts, you're missing out on interest you could be earning. Enter a high yield savings account, which functions the same as a regular savings account, except that it offers a greater annual percentage yield. You do have to. Let's see. You do have to pay taxes on that interest, but it's likely you still net more money than a regular account. And since you are limited on how many withdrawals you can make, you're less likely to spend that money. Now, I said I had little discrepancies on this because I know certain things go on with savings account, and it's through my experiences. So I don't do savings accounts. Some people do. I don't knock that. But per my experiences, things go on. I tried to get money. Money wasn't there, and that was an issue for me. Oh, wow. You know, so, but at your discretion, a high yield savings account, I have one, and I'm going to be honest, NetSpend, start sponsoring us. But I'll put this out there. NetSpend has a 0.7% savings account that they APY, it yields. And so that's pretty good. 5 is good, I know. Can I get
I got a 3.3 through Marcus by Goldman Sachs. I think I've seen like 3.5 is the highest I've seen.
I'm so impressed with y'all, some young brothers that own it.
They own it. They own it.
I'm so impressed. You don't
Ain't that something?
I appreciate it.
Okay.
That's good. Were you going to chime in on this?
I was gonna say permanent life insurance.
Ooh, you better come
That too.
on.
That's
that
what I
too.
was
We can
gonna
really
say.
talk.
We sure
We
can.
can really talk.
And then
We sure can. I'm a life insurance.
getting into the permanent life insurance, use a high yield as well,
Okay.
but have that emergency fund in there. Have your discretionary savings going in there. Like
Wow.
use your discretionary savings for goals. Emergency fund, it's emergency fund. So, but all of our extra money that we're saving, permanent.
Permanent.
Talk about why though.
Okay.
Come
Okay,
on.
I love
so
that question.
let's say we've saved 200,000 over 10 years. Okay, we've saved 200,000 over 10 years. We got it in a high yield savings account.
Okay.
Okay. What would that look like over 10 years as far as after interest and inflation rates
After
And taxes.
interest.
and taxes?
200,000. You
Yeah.
said.
In the savings. We saved it over 10 years.
I don't know.
What's the tax?
Yeah.
I'm finna tell you.
Say 30%.
30%.
On-
What's the tax?
on 20,000?
tax on 200,000.
I'm not going to act like I'm doing that. But I can figure it out.
Nah, you good.
It's 10% interest. You said.
And then you got inflation. Like this
You got-
past
You
year,
got the other-
inflation was at 13%.
Exactly.
Hold on, where my calculator?
Okay, so you would yield $20,000 on that 10%. Okay, so then what would be left would be the taxes and the inflation.
180,000. So what's the taxes and inflation?
So now we got so rough numbers, let's say now you got one. So now it's worth 150, but it still says 200 in that account.
Okay.
Okay,
Something happens.
It devalues.
they devalue.
No, I'm saying something happens.
Something happens. You have to use it.
No,
Oh.
something happens to you.
Oh, to me. Okay.
You
Go
got
ahead and
only
tell us.
150,000.
Oh, okay.
But why not put it in permanent and put 200,000 in there? But now you got around about 350,000 in that account that you could use tax free, do whatever you need to do, and then it has a death benefit tied to
With
it.
the insurance.
With the
Okay, I
insurance.
see what you're
Oh.
saying.
And that's permanent life
and that's
insurance.
permanent life
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah.
So one of the things that one of my mentors taught me, he said one of the biggest problems with the safe segment of your finances is very low yielding. So you don't earn a lot of interest, you don't make a lot of money, but it's the most it's highly taxable, right? It's the most tax. You get taxed at the highest tax bracket in that in that safe segment. And so what he's talking about is really what are some other vehicles out there that you can take or utilize to be able to have your finances working for you in a more tax efficient way, right? Because a lot of the times, and that's why you always hear folks saying that they don't have enough money when they get to retirement because they haven't thought about the taxes, right? We got to think about what are taxes going to look like 40 years from now? What is my tax bracket going to be 40 years from now? And so if all of my assets are taxable at the time of retirement and I got $1 million sitting in my bank account,
You don't have $1 million.
I don't have $1 million.
Right.
And
It look good.
It looked good. And another thing with the permanent life insurance too is that it's a non-market correlated asset. So it's never going to go down. It's guaranteed to go up. And so there's a lot of different things that you can do to reposition your dollars to be able for that money to work best for you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Amazing.
I would personally be interested in learning about that from you.
Amazing. That's
we can,
amazing.
We can talk hours.
Hours and hours.
That's beautiful. Thank y'all so much.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But what else is tax?
So-
What else is the expertise? Say?
Okay, come on. Let's get into it. So the next one is invest in real estate. This is something that I have definitely been looking in, okay? Me and my children. And we got to start somewhere.
You do.
That's the thing about it. Yeah, mama didn't do it. Yeah, daddy didn't do it. Granny didn't do it. But guess what? You can do it.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you don't know how,
Seriously.
find somebody who know how.
Yup.
Find you a financial advisor. Again, we're bringing awareness. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we, again, have not really been taught.
Okay.
Just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it does not exist. It exists. People are investing is in stock market is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's happening, folks. It's happening all around us. Whether you tapped into it or not, it's happening. So find a financial advisor. I want to say that to the business owners and personal too. Get you a financial advisor. Whether you have a business or not, you still need to know how to use your money, how to make it work for you. All right, so invest in real estate. If you have enough money to make down payments on property, investing in real estate is a great way to make your money work for you. For example, here we go. When you own a property, you control how much you want to make, how much money you want to make from it. You can rent it out. You can fix it up to sell it. You can add value to increase rents, etc. What y'all want to piggyback on that? How do you feel about
I
that?
was about to say on that first question you asked me about the 800 credit score. I guess I answered that correctly.
You did. You absolutely did.
Per the
Investing.
experts.
Investing. I mean, you can't go wrong investing in real estate. They're not building any more land, so I've learned to invest in land too, because they're not making no more land.
Get it while it's cheap.
But you can also invest in buildings and doors.
Well, I was saying get it while it's
Get
cheap.
it while it's cheap. It's
But let
not
me tell you
cheap,
something.
but they
It
have.
depends on where you're buying.
That's
Like,
right.
let me
That's
tell
what I'm
you
saying.
something. I have
That's right.
Nicole Ivory.
That's
I have
right.
a very good friend who bought a plot of. She bought 2 plots of land in Waco. She paid $2,000 for both of the plots of land.
Wow.
They sat for about 4 or 5 years. She stayed current on the taxes, kept it mowed. Now she wanted to build on it. She didn't have to use any of her working capital.
Period.
The land already had equity.
Period.
In it. She was able to take a loan out against the equity to build on the land that she purchased for $2,000.
Yes.
So sometimes you just got to get in
You
there.
got to get out there.
And
You
get to
do.
look
Leap
and
of
get to
faith.
get.
And
Google
you gotta
link
have
for you if
Google.
you're really interested.
you gotta have patience too.
Google,
a lot of the
you
times
do.
people want this fast money. Wealth
Come
isn't
on.
built overnight.
Microwave.
Come on.
Right.
You better
Wealth
say
ain't
that.
built
It
overnight.
takes time.
It takes time.
Absolutely. And strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And strategy. I'm learning. That's real good, Audrey.
Yeah.
That's real good. It's some land out there.
It is.
Just got to find it.
Look what just happened in Prospero the past 5-10
you
years.
sure
How
right.
it exploded.
Yes.
It grew up.
Yeah.
Real big. Wow. Okay, so let's move right along. Time is up. This invest. The next one is invest in stock market. Now this resonated with me right here because I'm learning how to do this and it's working for me. I just want to say to really grow your money, the best bet is to invest in the stock market by purchasing individual EFTs. Again, you may not know what this is, but Google it. Find out. See where the financial advisors are in your area code. Get to the building. See if you could talk to somebody. Just because you don't know about it don't mean it don't exist. EFTs are exchange trade funds and mutual funds in model portfolios. The general concept is very simple. Save at least 10% of your gross income Invest the savings with a long-term mindset and leave it to compounding to do the rest. For example, if you start with 10,000, save 1,000 each month and invest in a portfolio that will yield 10%. After 30 years, you will have 2.3 million. What y'all think about that?
Sounds amazing.
That's a nice number.
I like it.
Do I need to repeat that, or they
It's
just
my
gonna have to
time.
Hold on,
rewind their back?
but you gotta let them know they're not gonna
Come
have
on.
2.3 because taxes. Uncle
Go
Sam
ahead.
gonna take that.
There you go.
He gonna
There you
take
go.
that.
There you
Take
go.
that. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But this is a start.
Yeah, it's
It's a
definitely a
start.
start. No,
It's a
exactly
start.
right. It's exactly right. It's exactly
And that's
right.
why you need a financial advisor.
And another
They
thing
can
is,
advise you that.
Another thing is you got to determine your risk, right? If you 5-10 years out from retirement, you not want to take in the risk of,
Losing your money.
yeah,
That's
losing
true.
all
You
your
done
money in the
worked
stock
hard.
market, right?
Yeah.
We
But if
never,
you-
Yeah.
we never know when COVID will happen
you
again.
That's
never know.
right.
You never know.
And is that
So-
why you shouldn't put all your money in there?
No,
Just
yeah,
a percentage?
exactly why. Exactly
Okay.
why.
Okay.
Exactly why.
That makes sense. So we trying to make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, invest in the S&P funds. Okay, again, this is this is this is investors that's speaking to us. Another type of fund likely to yield good, reliable results, and which historically yields an average 11% annual return is the S&P fund. Example: investing in the S&P 500. Get this. Is an easy and stress-free way to invest for the majority of people because you're not betting on a single company, but 500 of America's largest companies.
Diversification.
Again, get into it. Yeah, you didn't know before you heard the Lioness experience today with our finance
But now
advisory.
you know.
But now you know. Brr, 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 brr.
You see, we didn't
And
say,
we-
you see,
and
we
we-
didn't say anything.
And so I'm gonna
Get in
move
it.
on. I'm gonna move on. Invest in index mutual funds. Index mutual funds are also a great way to grow wealth. Okay, these funds work by investing equally in every stock in a given exchange, such as Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. I know a little bit about that because I worked for Allianz for about 7 years, and I learned about annuities and how to do them and process them in my sleep. And we do not talk about annuities, but that is something
We
that
should
we
be talking
definitely need to tap into. Hopefully we
Self-pension.
can.
It's a self-pension.
What is annuities?
Can you elaborate on
Annuities?
annuities?
So annuity is just guaranteed money at the time of retirement. So
Lord.
money that's always gonna show up. We call it mailbox money.
Always.
So whenever you get to retirement, it's like your base income. So typically you want it to cover the fixed expenses, right? Things that you know that's gonna be paid. So that's where annuities come into hand.
And so it's would you call it a passive income? I know you
Yeah.
said mailbox.
Yep.
Yep.
Passive
So it is
income.
passive income.
Mm-hmm.
And can I say this? Are people born is that how they're born into wealth with those insurance policies?
Oh, you talking
Oh,
about life
or
insurance?
life,
Legacy.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's legacy
Okay.
plan. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of
Okay.
different things, whether it's real estate, whether it's life insurance, but life insurance is by far the best thing to be able to create generational wealth.
Let me tell you who can use for an example for that. Master P started No Limit Records with a $10,000 life insurance
Yes.
from his grandfather.
Yes.
We all know how much money
10,000.
No Limit Records
Yeah.
has made off of $10,000 from a life insurance policy.
Yes. And he had the I think he had the know-how, the knowledge, and those people around him as well.
Proximity.
To give to help and cultivate that legacy. How important is life insurance? Can we say that?
It's so important. I mean,
Okay.
Walt Disney started Disney World off of permanent life insurance.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of different things. I mean, life insurance is, I mean, a lot of the times it's not talked about because it's a scary conversation. And so many times they think about, oh, that's death. I don't want to think about death. I don't want to leave nobody else no money. Ain't nobody left me no money. But how you supposed to leave a better generation behind you if you're not leaving behind life insurance? And so
Absolutely.
life insurance is a really great tool. I love life insurance. And so, I definitely own every type of life insurance.
I
you
know
can
that's
think of.
right. I know you're right about it.
If
I know
you
you're
don't
right.
leave behind a legacy for those that come after you, then you are not in line with the word of God.
You're not.
Right.
Not
Absolutely.
at all.
Because the word of
Absolutely.
God tells you that you're supposed to leave a legacy for your children.
100%.
And that goes far beyond just what's in the savings
Yeah.
account.
Amen.
That goes between how you can take your life and create generational wealth for
Yeah.
those that come after you.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
the goal is not to start over. I'm not working hard for my daughter to start over.
To work
you know?
as hard.
Yeah,
Right.
so I don't
That's
want her to
beautiful.
have to go through what I had to go through. I want her to be able to
Walk into
succeed,
it.
walk into it,
Yeah.
and then now you got any
And grow.
opportunity. You want to be an astronaut, you can be an astronaut. You want to be a doctor, you can go be a doctor.
Yeah.
If you want to be a financial advisor, you go be a financial advisor. I don't want you to have to worry about nothing.
Oh, and let me put y'all on something for your kids with these credit cards, okay? When you have become a good steward of your finances, which means you manage your money correctly and you pay your credit card bills correctly, add your children as soon as they are 13
Yep.
years of
Authorized.
age as an authorized user on your credit card.
Yes.
Now, make sure you paying this credit card on time.
Yes.
Because you don't
Yeah.
want to ruin your kids'
That's
credit
right.
score.
That's right.
But what you can, in essence, set them up for is to graduate high school with a 700 plus credit
Amen.
score.
Okay.
See, you wonder why we see other Caucasians at the dealership when they 18 years old and they buying them a BMW.
Yes.
That's because they got a 700
Right.
credit score.
Wow.
Right? We can store up the same legacy for our children by doing the same thing.
And we have
You
to
can say that again.
we have to become aware. You know, that's where that digging up, that finding out what you need to do. I don't want my children to struggle.
Yes.
I don't want them to and that's my saying.
Yeah.
I don't want my 4 kids to struggle.
100%.
And then we
I-
have to teach
Go ahead.
them
You
while
have
we're
to
home.
teach. That's right. Amen.
That's the key.
That's a big.
That's
You can
another
do all
thing.
of this stuff. Put them on your credit cards. Get them some life
If you don't
insurance.
teach them,
They'll end up with $2 million
They'll
in the
blow
bank
it.
and don't know what to do
Don't
with
know
it.
what to
Yeah,
do.
see, that's
They'll
why
blow
when
it.
you sit down once a month to do your finances, when your kids reach a certain age, they should be sitting
Sit with
down
you.
with
Right
you.
with
that's
you.
right.
Like
Yep.
my sons have been working since they were 8 years old because mama just believed
Okay.
in
I
Yeah.
know that's
Okay.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
they've had checking accounts and savings accounts since they were 8 years old.
That's
So
awesome.
they're knowledgeable on how you go
Yes.
to the bank and make a deposit, how you fill
Yeah.
out the deposit slip.
Yes.
Every time I get paid, I should put some of my money in the bank.
That's
before I
right.
Yeah.
spend it.
Hello.
Yeah.
But see, that's something that I started teaching them at 8 years old.
8 years old.
Yeah.
That's real good.
real good.
And you charge for that. The Bible says train up a child in the way that they should go.
Yes.
And when they older, they will not depart. They may stray, hallelujah, I did it, but I didn't go too far, okay?
But you're back.
I'm
You're
back.
back.
And so I love it. And so also the next thing, and I'm about done, y'all. This is the number 10 right here. Use a reward, and you all can say something on this here if you've experienced it. Use a rewards card, credit card,
Okay.
and pay it off each month. Aside from saving and investing, a simple way to earn money to use a rewards card without an annual fee. That's the key, right? That's the ticket right there. Without an annual fee, you're not really putting out, but you're using their money. It's an excellent tool for financial growth. For example, as long as you pay off your balance each month, as long as you pay off your balance each month, you can add hundreds to your bottom line each month just by spending your money with a different tool. It takes discipline. I'll say that again.
Discipline.
It takes discipline, but getting rewards for using the bank's free of charge, getting the bank's money free of charge of every month makes sense. And financially savvy people, they do this. Really quick.
And see, you hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Because it's a word that we haven't used yet, but that word discipline.
Yeah.
That word discipline is key.
Got
Okay. You have to be accountable to yourself first and foremost.
Uh-huh.
That living paycheck to paycheck, it is a vicious cycle.
Very.
And
Yes.
if you do not devise a plan sooner than later, you will continue to be in this vicious cycle.
Absolutely.
So it all starts with having a money minute
Gotcha.
and being knowledgeable about all the opportunities out there for you.
Yes. And real quick, I wanted to just, that's good, Audrey. Thank you. I wanted to just, for the people who are just starting out, again, we're bringing awareness. We're giving you this information. Don't be scared. If you can find you a financial advisor or a representative, and you just want to know where can you start and what questions you can ask, I have a few, and I'm just going to say them once. You can go back and rewind the tape and write them down if you would like to. First question you can ask a financial advisor: what, in your opinion, makes a good financial model? What credentials do you have as a financial professional? How much can I spend? How much do I need to save or set aside to maintain my standard of living? How much should I give to charity every year if that's something you do? What is your investment philosophy? You can ask the financial advisor, how should I prepare for a long-term health care cost? Okay, we spoke about that too.
Long-term care.
Yes. What is the appropriate level of risk that I should take with my portfolio? What is the most tax-efficient way to withdraw funds from my account? What type of tax planning strategies do I use? And how are you compensated? And I'm about to drop the mic.
Those
No,
are
dropping
great
the
mic.
mic.
questions.
I wanted to
You
go
all
back
chime
on
in.
the credit
Okay.
Go ahead.
One of
Go
those,
ahead.
you said something about not getting a credit card with the annual fee.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go against the experts on
Okay.
that.
Come on. What's your exegesis?
If you're managing and using the credit cards right, like reward credit cards, they have an annual fee on there because they're good.
Okay.
The annual fee is just there because they're good. But
Okay.
when you're using a rewards credit card, they have different fees on there where they're pretty much paying you throughout the year.
Okay.
So it basically pays for itself.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
It pays for itself. So
and you can see that right
and
before
you can see it
okay.
every year, every month you will see that credit going to you. Like
Awesome.
like we all watch Netflix, Hulu.
Yeah.
Like we all ride in Uber. I got all of that for free because of my rewards.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that sounds
So-
good.
Yes. Okay.
That's good.
Use it for flights.
Now I
or
like that.
Like how we're going to Louisville.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on now.
Rewards credit card. I have a annual fee on it, but I'm going for free. My
Okay.
ticket is free because of rewards.
That's amazing.
So it basically pays for itself.
Got
Now, if
you.
you've never had a credit card before in your life, you just starting off, probably don't start with the fees.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
do all that
Yeah.
stuff. Probably start with
Gotcha.
you a secure credit card.
Okay.
That's probably the best way to get started off using credit cards is a secure credit card. That's how I got started. So
And talk to an
Okay.
advisor.
yeah,
Talk
talk
to an advisor.
Another thing is too, whenever you talking to an advisor, make sure they have your best interest at heart. Right? If
say
you
that.
go into a conversation with a financial advisor and he's just telling you what to do without even knowing you, probably not a good financial advisor. Right?
Okay.
So make sure they're asking you about your goals. What are some of the things that you want to achieve? When do you want to retire? Right? Do you want to leave a legacy behind? Who are some of the people that you might be taking care of, like your mom or your dad or
Yes,
whoever it is
yes.
that might be? Make sure they're asking you good questions, because if they're asking you good questions, they have your best interest at heart.
They're
Okay,
invested
that
in
makes
you.
They're
sense.
invested
That
in
makes
you,
sense.
100%.
That makes sense.
So try to stay away from the generalizations advice, because you can't cherry pick everybody, right?
Wow.
You have to understand who you're talking
Yeah.
to, and you gotta feel where they're coming from, right? So
That's
And
amazing.
then
That's good
they're
advice.
just they're
Very,
just pretty much trying to
very
help
good.
you get towards your goals. It's not
Mm-hmm.
their goals, it's your goals, and they're just trying to help you get there.
because you gotta be careful out there. There's not every
Hello.
financial advisor is
Hello.
It's
has-
like Taylor.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Okay.
Not every financial advisor is out there trying to help you out.
Okay, well, Millie, what you got for us?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be selfless. I'm gonna ask a question.
Okay.
This question I have is, if you could give someone advice that just filed bankruptcy, what would it be?
I like that one.
Learn from your mistakes first. and
Yeah, for
foremost.
sure.
Because if you do not, you're doomed to repeat them.
That's very good. I just said learn from your mistakes.
Okay.
Somebody that has went bankrupt, that's probably not gonna help them tonight. You know what I'm saying? Learn from your mistakes. They done messed up in other aspects of their life. I know what you're saying.
But see, if you don't
they gotta-
start there,
yeah.
you're gonna see. You ended up in bankruptcy because you didn't have a budget. You
Okay.
ended up in
So that's what they
bankruptcy
need to
because
do.
you didn't track your finances. You ended up in bankruptcy because you
Yeah.
were keeping up with the Joneses and the Smiths
That's
and
what I was gonna
everybody
say.
else.
Yeah.
You were running
That's what I was
somebody
gonna say.
else's race instead of running yours. So if I gotta tell you something, what that something is you better stop, take a moment and learn from your mistakes. You better see what you were doing before to put you in that situation so you don't end up in that situation again. Because what's going to happen when that bankruptcy clears, you got a clean slate of credit again. If you have not learned from what you did before, you know what you're going to do?
Do it again.
You're going to repeat those exact same habits.
So would anyone like to respond to that question?
No, I think that's good. I think that's perfect. You know, because especially if you're filing bankruptcy, you can't go out there and go get credit. So you better spend those years while you can't go get credit figuring out, hey, what are some things that I can do to not make this happen again?
So once they assess bankruptcy, they file it. They say, okay, I see what I did wrong. What's the next thing? Do they need a financial advisor, or do you suggest that they would? How?
That's a tricky question.
Okay.
Because, you know, if you're filing bankruptcy, I would probably say that a lot of the times most financial advisors probably won't speak to you.
Why?
just because of your financial situation. Because you got to think about they are trying to be better. But like I told you before, and this is just being transparent with y'all, not everybody has y'all's best interests at heart. So that's why it's so important building up personal relationships with advisors or other people and growing and building your network. Because a lot of the times they'll just be like, you know, save as much money as you can and then call me back or whatever it may be, right?
Wow. I appreciate you
saying
that.
See, what it aligns with what I just said. See, you have to stop and help yourself first. Okay? Before you go outside your circle, ask for somebody else for help, you need to look within and say, what is it that I can do to make a change? What effort do I need to put in? And then after you have self-reflected and self-evaluated, that's when you step outside your circle 100%. And you ask for help.
I agree. I would say if you file for bankruptcy, the first thing you should look at is yourself, for sure. And look at your personal finances and literally jot it down, you know. Jot down your budget like you had mentioned. Figure out where the money's going. How's it coming in, right? Am I living in too big of a house? Do I have too nice of a car, right? So
can I downsize?
Yeah, can I downsize? Can I do a little bit things differently?
Am I living above my means?
Yeah, it's like a way for you to reassess yourself. So, you know, whenever you come out of bankruptcy, you don't do it again.
Correct.
Wow.
I would say that's the best thing you can do.
Okay.
What's the next question, Millie?
Y'all want to ask more questions? Y'all not ready to go?
Yeah.
It's 8:25.
Okay, one more question.
One more question.
Let's
see.
I didn't even know it was 8:25.
It's okay.
Quick.
Okay. How much debt is too much debt?
Ooh. Can I answer?
You can. It's all yours.
So,
help
good
me
debt or bad debt?
Give us both.
Both.
Okay. So, how much is too much debt? Obviously, like you said, or how much, what was the question? It was like, how much debt is too much debt? Like you talked about earlier, the 30% rule on the credit utilizations. You definitely don't want to have all your credit cards maxed out, right? But I also think that you have to, if you're going to go out there and get debt to start a business, you better have a game plan in place. And most of the time, they're not even going to give you any type of good credit if you don't have a business plan, right?
With the financial forecast.
Yeah, with the financial forecast. How are you going to reach these goals, right? Nobody's going to give you this money, right? But I would say that's subjective because for everybody it's going to be different, right? I'm not going to carry no $100,000 of debt right now because I know that right now what I'm doing and I'm building, I can't afford to have $100,000 on my back for debt reasons, right? But if that $100,000 is student loan debts, then I'm investing in myself. That's not bad debt, right? Okay. So it's just about perspective.
Okay.
All right, last one. I want to make sure I get through all of them. Last time we didn't touch one question, but we're almost done. What was the biggest financial decision you had to make? Anybody?
I'll do that one.
Go ahead.
So I moved out here last year. So bought a home, moved to a new city. Well, when I moved into the city, I bought the home. I didn't rent. I went straight into buying a home.
Home ownership.
Straight into buying it. So that was my biggest. And then being a financial advisor.
Okay.
Just starting a business, starting my own business, and just working. And yeah, that's my biggest.
Okay, we do have a question on our live. Someone said, do you guys have any suggestions on life insurance companies?
Northwestern Mutual.
Northwestern Mutual.
Only one. No, I'm just kidding. No, the reason why I say that, no, and it's not just because we advisors with Northwestern Mutual. Northwestern Mutual really do your
Y'all are.
research. No,
we are.
I'm being dead
Okay.
serious. Like
Bring
Northwestern
one
Mutual is the number one insurance company in the world.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying that. You can
Okay.
literally look it up. I mean, this year alone, we're paying $8.6 billion in dividends.
You better say that with passion.
There's a,
Wow.
there's a lot of different things whenever you're talking about life insurance. I feel like a lot of people look at life insurance and they're trying to save money, right? You don't necessarily want to go with the cheapest policies out there because those are the companies that don't want to pay you, right? Those are the companies that you come across whenever it's time to pay up. Oh man, they asking, they're trying not to pay you.
Yes.
Northwestern Mutual always has their clients' best interest at heart.
Okay.
And their stories. I actually have a client who recently passed away, and we're paying out $1.3 million to their family, right?
How was that process?
The process looks like, so it depends, right? So typically, if you were to pass away, the beneficiary, you get notified by whoever,
Right.
who's close to that person, and they'll reach out to the advisor, and you have to file a claim. That claim for some companies could take years to pay out.
Yes.
Northwestern Mutual, they don't take years to pay out, right? If it's something like you had a policy in force for 10 to 15 years, most of the time they're going to write you that check if everything clears out
Right.
within 2 to 3 business days.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Real
They,
quick.
they don't. Most companies don't turn
Real
around
quick.
No,
like that.
and then
No, ma'am.
another fun fact is when 9/11 happened, most of the insurance companies, whenever 9/11 happened, didn't pay out their policyholders because they deemed it as an act of war. Right, so there's exclusions within the policy to where they don't want to pay you out. Northwestern Mutual, it was one of the largest payouts in the company's history, and everybody received. They didn't even need death certificates to pay you out,
Wow.
and they paid
Look at the
millions of
exclusions.
dollars within 2 to 3 business days to these.
Oh, that's
insurance.
amazing.
Yeah, that says a lot
Wasn't
about
it
them.
I mean,
200?
look it up.
Wasn't
I
it
need-
200? It was.
I forgot the number, so I don't want to say. And
Yeah.
y'all go look in it, and y'all
It
like,
was-
hold on, he don't know that. But I forgot the number, but it was a lot of money, right? And
that's
it
at one
matters,
time.
right? And it's at one time a lump sum.
Wow.
And so if you look at how the company is structured, there's not a lot of costs dealing with Northwestern Mutual. It's a mutual company. Mutuality matters. So we can get into a whole tangent, but But yeah.
Okay.
I do think we can get in a whole tangent. We need a part 2, honestly.
Yes.
Because y'all are really comfortable. Y'all are passionate.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't boring. Y'all are
Yes.
informative.
I appreciate
Very.
it.
And I appreciate y'all coming on our show tonight.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yes, you're welcome.
Can I say something
go
to our
ahead.
audience
Go
before
ahead.
we go? I want to say that we take this very seriously as your host.
Yes.
The fact that you all choose to tune in and listen to what we have to say, we try to bring you the most truthful and the most helpful information. I hope that you see that we're trying to bring you a whole package here. We've talked about how to manifest things in your life. We've talked about equally and unequally yoked relationships, who should
Yes.
be in your life.
Yes.
We are talking about finances, which hits home for everyone. Next week, we are talking about mental health. So we are really trying as a podcast to bring you a well-rounded
Yes.
experience here.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Go
And I just
ahead.
want to say thank you for all the things that you ladies are doing. This is great. I didn't know what to expect when I came up here, but I was like, yeah, I'm glad I came. So,
Okay, good.
That's
for sure.
good. That's good. We're so glad you came.
All right. So I thank you, Audrey, for speaking to our audience because that is very important.
Yes.
I wanted to thank our viewers. We've had a couple of them: Stacy Fredericks, Sandra Dorsey, Miss Mel
right.
Henderson.
Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
Shout out to y'all for getting that good information tonight. Miss Ashley Wheeler, Kay Gray. Thank you all for tagging and sharing. Like, we need that. Like, a lot of people don't have the monies to support or don't want to buy, but it's just a simple share, like, tag a friend, helping someone else out. I heard you say, Taylor, you're doing what you do because you want to help someone.
100%.
Yes, and that's the only type of person I want to be around. We got to help each other because when we help, we all go up to the
We
top.
all go up.
All right, we're gonna always give a shout out to ourselves and those that we network with. Unique Pieces. We thank you, Miss Audrey Hayes. Unique Pieces. feeds our children food meals throughout the summer. She's getting ready. She has a lot of blessings going on over
Gearing
there.
up.
She's gearing up, getting ready to put out some good vegetables.
Yes.
So thank you for that. Sisters United Strong Hands Incorporated. You just stated you had a lot of things going on in DeSoto. We look forward to hearing some things that you have coming up.
And
Millie's
then that Millie One Stop Shop.
Yes.
Millie One Stop Shop.
Yes, thank you. I am a photographer. I make T-shirts. I do all of the above. Anything you need, I can get it. One-stop shop. We also want to give Audrey another shout out. She has a finance class coming up.
All right.
The doors have already opened to get tickets,
they
right? Can you
have.
give us a little spiel real quick?
We are going to talk about money management 101. The basics of budgeting, the basics of tracking your expenses, really figuring out what your daily living cost is, and if you're a business, what your daily operating cost is.
Yes.
So yes, we are gearing up to share a load of information with you.
Yes. Okay. Thank
The
you.
money resides.
All right, so we have some upcoming events coming up. We're going to touch on those next week. However, we are talking about mental health. Next week we have Miss Portia coming in.
Miss Portia Hopkins, and when I say she is fire,
Baby.
she
Shut up
is
in your bones.
fire.
Baby, okay.
All right, I can't wait to hear it. Mental
You
health
ready?
is definitely needed to be discussed.
Yes.
So many people, some people that are broke and bankrupt, they have some mental illnesses. There's some other things wrong with the reason why they went bankrupt. So like you said, they need to address and reflect. So we're going to talk about skills and taxes and tips to keep us on the up and
Chime
up. I went and
in.
got a massage today for my mental
Chime
health.
in.
Okay?
I know that's right.
Okay.
I know that's
All
right.
right. The Ching Chong did good. So anyhow,
will not.
I'm sorry.
You will not.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Forgive me. We are offering opportunities to become a guest speaker on our show. If you enjoy sharing ideas and perspectives and would like to have an experience with us, please let's connect today. Send us an email to info@thelionessexperience.com. If you would like to be a part of our show, or if you would like to advertise your business. Some people get a little business highlight, they get a little sneak peek, but we will advertise your business on our platform, during the podcast, on our social media pages, as well as our personal pages too. So yes, it will be a small fee, but however, we're going to make sure you get that money back. We need you to invest, okay? So if you would like to be a part of our podcast, please send an email to info@THELIONESSEXPERIENCE.com. Believe it or not, some people need a little help. Thank you guys for tuning in.
I'm working on her, y'all.
And I'm working on her as well. We're going to hold each other accountable. Thank you all for
Amen.
joining us. Come back and see us next week. We'll be talking about mental health.
Good night.
Awesome.
Good night.